As far as this class is concerned, we should have a basic idea about management economics first, the definition and nature, and then if you start listing out what are the basic concepts of management economics, it will be of 5 categories. Number one is the incremental concept. The second one is the concept of time perspective. And the third one is discounting principle. The fourth one is opportunity cost principle. And the fifth one is equi-marginal principle. We will see one by one. So, how many fundamental concepts are there? There are 5 fundamental concepts, starting with the incremental concept. See here, there are 2 things. One is from a revenue side, another one is from the cost side. What is the incremental cost? Is very much needed for a business decision. How much revenue have been increased in the recent past? That is incremental revenue. So these two have studied through this particular concept only. We can easily define that particular incremental factor is, suppose it is a cost, the changes in the total cost due to implementation of the decision of a particular task. So it may be a price, it may be a product, or it may be any advertisement or promotional activities of sale. So whenever there is a change in the total cost due to implementation of your decision, then it is called incremental cost. On the other side, it is of reverse. Because of your decision, how much revenue have been generated. So it is called incremental revenue. This is the first basic concept of management economics. Based on this only, whether we have to continue the decision or not, or we have to back out, all these things based on this only. Suppose if you take a decision, you should consider how many units will be produced, based on that what will be the cost and what will be the revenue. Comparing these two, then only we can take a right decision. Then coming to the second one, concept of time perspective, because time play a dominant role in a business. What is the price of today's daily? Maybe Hindu is 3 rupees. Suppose it is in the budget. Tomorrow there will be a budget, then it is the 78 rupees you have to pay, even sometimes 10 rupees. Suppose what is the value of newspaper today is, today's paper it has 3 rupees. What about tomorrow, the price of the newspaper? It is nothing. Prior day it will be more than that. So at that particular time, the price value of a daily itself will differ. For newspaper, like that, for each product, there will be a change in price because of the time perspective. Why? Because this particular time decides everything. So economists, they made time perspective into 4 categories: very short period, long period, and very long period. Based on that only, we can make a decision properly. Now let us move to the next fundamental concept. The third one is discounting principle. The discounting principle is more important for decision making. Why? Because if you buy an apple, it will be costing 10 rupees. Suppose you are buying 10 apples, then there is no need to give 100 rupees, because that will be a discount. Why? The man hours is saved, and you have to make a bulk purchase. Economies of scale will play. So whenever there is a bulk purchase, that will be a discount. This discounting principle alone give or pave way for better decision. I can say one fruit seller is having a basket full of apple, and he is saying 10 rupees per apple. Suppose you are ready to buy all the apple of the basket, then he will not count and he will give. He will give nearly 10 to 15% discount. Why? He saved his manpower. He will buy again a basket of fruits and he can sell. So this discounting principle play a dominant role in business decision. That is why out of 5, this discounting principle is considered to be the important factor for decisions. And the fourth fundamental concept is opportunity cost principle. In economics, opportunity cost is considered to be what to say? The hierarchy decides whether your task or your alternative only decides whether your decision is correct or wrong. It will give the right advice whether your decision is right or wrong, because opportunity cost is nothing but what is the cost incurred for your next alternative. Based on the number of alternative, you have to take a decision. There are A, B, 2 option is there. The disadvantage and negative points of option B, will give way to decide decision A. So what is the cost incurred for the alternative decides your actual decision. There are two things, X and Y is there. Y may be 10 lakh profit. X may be only 8 lakh profit. Sometimes you may take 8 lakh profit only. Why? Because the cost incurred for Y may be more than the X. So your alternative only decides everything. So in managerial economics, opportunity cost principle, even international theory, we have opportunity cost. All these things are rely on what is your best alternative. Suppose you are considering a project appraisal, out of three, you have to choose the best. How you are deciding the best? By considering not only the positive points, but also the negative points of the alternative decides your actual decision. The last one is equi-marginal principle. This particular equi-marginal principle is a marginal productivity will be taken care and based on the opportunity cost. Suppose land, labor, capital, some proportion we are using for producing option A may be equal to marginal productivity option B, because the land area you are not going to change. Labor, the same labor you are going to use. The capital, that amount will be invested here. So the manager economics assumes that there will be a equi-marginal utility for the factors of production. That is why they have given MPA equal to MPB equal to MPC, where A, B, C are the available alternatives. Whether it is true, 100% true. Why? Because we will see one particular case study. This particular case study asked last year. Okay. Now, first we will go through the case study, then I will give the solution for it. That is one company, ABC. They are producing electrical bulb and they are selling the bulb as what is it? They have given rupees 20. They want to reduce the price to some extent. Okay, 20% price reduction should be there. The price of the bulb is 20, but they want to reduce the price to 20%. This is one decision that they want to take. As a result, suppose they have taken previously 10,000 bulb has been sold. Now 15,000 bulbs has been sold. So because of that decision, there is an incremental cost and incremental revenue. Okay. The additional cost incurred for raw material is rupees 2,000 only, and another 800 for the labor cost. This is the situation they have given. Now they are asking 4 questions. The first question: what is the incremental revenue of the firm? The second question is, find the marginal revenue per unit. Not only that particular incremental value, they want to know for a particular product what will be the profit, what is the margin of it. Then third question they have asked about this particular fifth one: how do you justify equi-marginal principle when raw material cost is increased by 3,000? Previously the raw material cost is 2,000 only. Because of this decision, the raw material cost has been increased to 3,000. So finally, the fourth question will be: you have to suggest whether this reduced price is a right decision or not. Whether we have to reduce the price or not, we should suggest. So in this particular case study, I will repeat again. One company ABC is selling bulb at rupees 20, and they are planning to sell the particular bulb 20% discount. Okay, because of the change in price, there is a possibility of sale from 10,000 to 15,000, and additional cost will be 2,000 for raw material, 800 for labor cost. Now we have to answer these questions. We will see one by one. First one, incremental revenue that we have to calculate. So how you calculate the incremental? New price minus old price, or the old price minus new price you have to calculate. What is the old price? Rupees 20. And what is the new price? 20% reduction in the old price. 20% of 20 rupees is 4 rupees. So 20 rupees minus 4 rupees equal to the new price is 16 rupees. Now we have to calculate the revenue. What is the revenue? Price into quantity. How many things that they have already sold? It is 10,000 bulbs when it is 20 rupees. So 2 lakhs they have earned. Now coming, it is 16 rupees only. Because of the 16, the sales increased from 10,000 to 15,000. So 16 into 1500 minus 20 into 10,000. This difference will give the incremental revenue. Suppose if you multiply 16 into 15,000, it is 2,40,000. The old actual revenue is 20 into 10,000 is 2 lakhs. So what is the incremental revenue? It is 40,000. So because of the price change from 20% on the bulk, we can additionally earn 40,000 rupees as an incremental value. Now, based on that, we have to calculate the per unit cost. Or what is the formula for new price minus, that is new revenue minus old revenue divided by new quantity minus old quantity. This ratio will give marginal revenue per unit. So 2,40,000 minus 2 lakhs, that already is in the incremental, that is the incremental revenue in the numerator. Now coming to the actual product per unit, we have to calculate now. So product value will be mentioned in the denominator. Initially we sold only 10,000 bulb. Now 15,000. The difference is 5,000 bulb. So 40,000 rupees have been earned as an incremental revenue out of 5,000 bulb additionally. So per unit of marginal revenue is rupees 8, because 40 minus 5 is equal to 8. So we have completed two questions. Now we are going to the third question. What is the question? When raw material is increased additionally 3,000 rupees, then what will be the equi-marginal? So first we have to calculate the cost side. The additional cost incurred is 2,000 plus 3,000. Now the additional cost not 2,000, it is 5,000 rupees. Then what is the labor cost? Already it is mentioned in the question, it is 800. For your sake, I will show. And rupees 800 per labor cost. Am I right? So now we have to add these two. Material cost plus labor cost is rupees 5,800. Already we calculated the incremental revenue. How much? It is 40,000. So the difference between the incremental revenue and the cost is the additional profit is 34,200. The equi-marginal principle for the raw material cost, because of increase in 3,000 rupees, is nothing but our additional profit is 34,200. Now we have to suggest whether this price change is required or not. Due to 20% decrease in price, nearly we can able to increase 50% of sale. Even we can say in money terms, monetary terms, the firm earned additional profit of rupees 34,200, even though the raw material cost is added to 3,000 rupees. So therefore the price reduction is a very right decision for the current circumstances. You can say like this. This is my suggestion. But the suggestion, what you want to say, you can say anything. Why? Because even you can deny this particular thing. Why? Because the actual earning of 34,200 will be not enough for the price decision. For the sake of 34 rupees increase, why we have to change our pricing policy? We have to produce additional raw material and other things. Unnecessarily, we are changing. Already, we have 40 lakh, 40,000 is the profit. Why we have to add that much? That particular additional raw material as well, we can go for some other business. And that particular additional may reap more. So, even the suggestion is not necessarily like this. Whatever you think, you can say. Even you can reject, because the profit is only 34,000 rupees. This is a target. We targeted 40,000, but there are some additional costs may happen. So the firm can think twice, and even better not to take. You can suggest, nothing wrong in it. So because it is a case study, the conclusion need not be the same. You have to justify that. That is the motto. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. For your sake, this particular CA, I'm going to ask this particular case study, but I will change the values. But method is the same. Have any doubt, you can ask me now. See, after a long time we are meeting now.